Hello and welcome to another video tutorial on my channel. On this video I will show you how to crochet this cutie baby sheep. Which I made in like 1 hour, so it's super fast and easy to make. I will follow step by step and will explain firmly so also beginners can make it. Please subscribe my channel and feel free to check my channel for many more free tutorials. So let's start. The materials that you will need to make this little sheep is thick velvet yarn, white and pale blue. I'm going to use this light pink instead of this pale blue. For this tutorial I use this one, and any other yarn will work well, just will be smaller or bigger, depends on the yarn that you are using. For example, I made this small sheep with a thinner yarn. This one is acrylic. So if you have different yarn, you can just use it. Just make sure that you use the right size of hook. I'm using a 4mm crochet hook. You will need 8mm safety eyes, needle, a stitch marker, scissors, and a small piece of thin black yarn to make the smile. We are going to start from the front of the body, so take your white yarn and let's begin. We are going to start with a magic circle. And for row 1, we're going to make 6 single crochets into the magic circle. So you go through the circle, yarn over, go through the loop, through the circle, You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through 2 loops. So that's a single crochet. We want to repeat it for total 6 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you take the end of the tail, the end of the yarn, and you pull. Make sure you don't pull too tight, so it will be easy for us to go into the first stitch. So we just finished row 1 and we have 6 stitches around. Now you take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that you made. So you don't count the stitch the loop that's on your hook. You go 1 stitch down, and this is the last stitch that we made. Now for row 2 we are going to make 6 increases. So you go into the first stitch. If you don't know where is your first stitch, you can just count from the back. Again, you don't count the loop that's on your hook. So that's 1 stitch, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you go into this 6th stitch, which is the first, and you're going to make an increase, which means 2 single crochets into the same stitch. So that's 1, and 2 into the exact same stitch. That's 2. So we made 1 increase. Go into the next stitch and make an increase. 1 and 2 into the same stitch. So that's twice. We're going to repeat it until we get to the stitch marker. So next stitch, make an increase, next stitch, make an increase, next stitch, make an increase, and now we go to the stitch with the stitch marker, so we will know that this one is our last stitch of the row. So take it out and just make 2 single crochets, which is an increase into this last stitch. So we finished row 2 and we have 12 stitches around. Now you can take the end of the yarn and pull. Okay, take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that we made. Now for row 3 we're going to make 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So go into the first stitch and make a single crochet. Into the next stitch, make a single crochet. Next stitch, single crochet. Just keep going single crochet in each stitch around until you get to the stitch marker, and I will meet you before I finish the row. I'm about to finish the row. I'm at the last stitch of the row. So take out the stitch marker and just make the last single crochet. We finished row 3 and we have 12 stitches around. Take your stitch marker into the last stitch that you made. For row number 4, we're going to do single crochet in the first stitch and an increase into the second stitch, and we're going to repeat it for total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it twice together. Single crochet into the first stitch and increase into the second stitch. So that's one time. Let's do it one more time together. Single crochet into the next stitch and then increase into the next stitch. So we've done it twice. Now we keep going all the way around, single crochet on the next stitch, increase on the next stitch, until you get to the stitch marker, and I will meet you before I finish the row. I'm about to finish the row, left for me only this last stitch. Take out the stitch marker and make an increase. Now we finished row 4 and we have 18 stitches around. We want to change the color, so what you're doing is take out your hook and pull the yarn slowly until you have 2 loops here. So take your hook and go through both. Now you want to take your second color. Mine is this light pink. And you're going to go with a new color into those 2 loops on your hook, like that. Now you pull the white and the pink so it will be tight, and we're going to continue now with the pink color. So take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that you made, which is the last white stitch. And for row number 5, we're going to do single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, and an increase into the third stitch. For total, we're going to repeat it for total 6 times, but we're going to use only the front loops. So each stitch has a front loop, which is this one, and back loop, which is this one. Usually we take both together, but for this row we're going to take only the front loops. So let's do it twice together. You go into the front loop only of the first stitch and you're making a single crochet. Into the front loop only of the second stitch and you make a single crochet. Next stitch is an increase, so take your hook into the front loop only of the next stitch and just make an increase using only the front loop. So we've done it one time, let's do it one more time together. So single crochet in the next stitch using the front loop only. Single crochet in the next stitch using front loop only. And an increase on the next stitch using the front loop only. All the way around we're going to use the front loop only. So now we've done it twice. So you keep going all the way around, single crochet, increase, only front loops until you get to the stitch marker, and I will meet you when I finish the row. So I just finished row 5 and now we have 24 stitches around. Always take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that you made. Now we're going to make 24 single crochets in the next 6 rows, which means 1 single crochet in each stitch around for total 6 rows. So let's do 1 row together and then you go and do 5 more rows. So first of all, do 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and now we want to cut the white color because we finished working with it. Just cut it, leave a short tail because now we're going to make 2 knots with the white and pink end of yarns. Just make 2 knots. Okay. And now we can continue 1 single crochet in each stitch around until we get to the stitch marker. Continue all the way, 1 single crochet in each stitch. Last stitch, here with a stitch marker, take it out and make the last single crochet and put it back into the last stitch. So now we finished row 6 and again we have 24 single crochets around. Now you're going to do 5 more rows, just the same way of the last row, and I will meet you when I finish the last row. So I finished all those rows, that's how it looks like for now. Put your stitch marker into the last stitch that you made, and now we're going to insert the safety eyes. So pull like that, take out your crochet hook and let's add the safety eyes. So we want to put them between rows 3 and 4. So let's count. Here is our first row, this circle. You go 1 row up, that's 2, up, that's 3, and up, that's 4. So we want to insert them between rows 3 and 4, which is here. So that's one. Now you take your second one and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches apart, and you insert the eye on the 5th stitch. If you don't know how to count your stitches to the side, just bring your finger inside from the inside and pull, and then you can see small holes. Each hole is a stitch. I hope you can see that. If not, just put them however you think it looks fine. Okay, now take the washers, the plastic washers, and close your eye from the inside. That's one. And the second one. That's two. So now we're going to continue. By the way, when we will stuff the toy, it will look much better with the right shape. So don't worry about it. So for next row, for row number 12, we're going to start decreasing. We're going to make single crochet into the first stitch, single crochet into the second stitch, and then a decrease. And we're going to repeat it for total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it twice together. You go into the first stitch and you're making a single crochet. Next stitch, single crochet. And now we're going to make a decrease. You can do the regular way, which is like that. I'm going to use the invisible decrease method, which gives it a better look. How you do it? You take your hook into the front loop only of the next stitch, straight into the front loop only of the next stitch. Then you yarn over and go through 2 loops. Then yarn over and go through 2 loops. If you are a beginner and it's too difficult for you, you can just do it the regular way. That's fine also. So you've done it one time. Let's do it one more time together. Single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, and the decrease, I will show you again how I do it. Front loop only of the next stitch, front loop only of the next stitch, yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2 loops. Okay, so now we finished twice. You keep going all the way around, doing a single crochet, decrease, until you get to the stitch marker, and I will meet you when I finish the row. So I finished the row. At the end of this row we should have 18 stitches around. Now we're going to put some stuffing. So pull like that and take out the hook. Now you're going to take some filling fiber and bring it into the little sheep. Make sure you fill also here at the very front of the sheep and give it a nice shape. Just fill as much as you can, but make sure you don't stuff too much and have some holes. So let's do now one more row, and then we can add some more stuffing. So now let's continue. For row number 13, we're going to do single crochet in the first stitch and then a decrease. And we're going to repeat it for total 6 times until we get to the stitch marker. Let's do it twice together. Single crochet into the first stitch and then a decrease. So that's one time. Let's do it one more time. Single crochet in the next stitch and a decrease. And we've done it 2 times. Now you continue all the way around. Single crochet in the first stitch, then a decrease until you get to the stitch marker, and I will meet you when I finish the row. I finished the row. Now we want to put some more stuffing. So again you pull like that, and if you still didn't feel enough, you better put a little bit more stuffing here at the end of the body. Like that. So let's continue to our last row. Row number 14. We're just going to make 6 decreases. All the way around, just do decreases until you get to the stitch marker. Let's do it twice together. So decrease, that's one. Next, another decrease, and all the way around. I will meet you when I finish the row. I finished the row. We don't need our stitch marker anymore. Now we're going to finish off, which means slip stitch into the next stitch, then chain 1 and cut your yarn. Leave a short tail to close and sew the little hole that's left for us. Pull and make it tight. So we have a small hole left here. You take your needle and the end of the tail, the end of the yarn, bring it through, and now we're going to close this tail. We have 6 stitches around here at the last row. What we're going to do is take our needle from the outside into the inside of the circle here. Take only the front loop only of the first stitch and go through. Into the next stitch, front loop only, from the outside to the inside, all the way around. That's 2. Next, that's 3. Next, that's 4. If it's too difficult for you to take only the front loops, you can just take the whole stitch. That's 5 and 6. Now you want to pull tight And there you go, we just closed the hole. Now we want to make it safe and unable to open, so take your needle and bring it into the body and out of the body 1 stitch apart. And when you have a small hole here, just bring the needle through and pull. Now we just want to hide the yarn, bring the needle into the body and out of a different place. Cut this yarn and we're done with the body. That's how it looks like for now. At the end we will make the mouth. Now we are going to make the legs. So take the same color that you done the body, and we're going to start with a magic circle. And for row 1 we're going to make 6 single crochets into the magic circle. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Take the end of the yarn and pull not too tight. So we finished row 1 and we have 6 stitches around. Take your stitch marker, put it into the last stitch that you made. For row 2 and last, oh now you can, not yet, okay. For row number 2 we're going to make single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, and then an increase, and we're going to repeat it for twice until we get to the stitch marker. So let's do it together. Single crochet into the first stitch. Again, if you don't know where is your first stitch, just count from the back. Don't include the loop that's on your hook. So single crochet into the first stitch, that's 1. Single crochet into the second stitch, and an increase into the third stitch. That's 1 time. Let's do it again. You can now pull the end of the yarn. Okay. Into the next stitch, make a single crochet. Next stitch, make a single crochet. And last stitch, take out the stitch marker and make an increase. Now we want to finish off. Just make a slip stitch into the next stitch. Chain 1 and cut the yarn. Leave tail to sew to the body. Pull like that. So that's 1 leg. It looks like that because I had a knot in my yarn. Okay, like that. So that's 1 leg. Go and make 4 of them. Just stop the video and make them, but if you don't remember how we did it, just go back at the video and look again how we done it. So I already made 3 others and I got the 4 legs. Next we're going to make the ears. So now you're going to take the white yarn and we're going to make a magic circle. And for row 1, we're going to make 6 single crochets into the magic circle. That's 1, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Take the end of the yarn and pull. We finished row 1 and we have 6 stitches around. Take your stitch marker and put it into the last stitch that you made. For row 2 we're going to make 6 increases. So into the first stitch, make an increase. That's 1. Into the next stitch, make another increase. That's 2. Keep going, increase all the way around until you get to the stitch marker, and I will meet you when I finish the row. So I just finished the second row. I mean the row which was row 2. Now you're going to finish, now you're going to make a slip stitch. So into the next stitch, make a slip stitch. Now you want to chain 1 and go with your hook into the same stitch that you did your slip stitch. This one here. Then you pull the back of the ear like that, and you're going to get your hook into the back stitch like that. Now you want to make a single crochet. I'm sorry, now you're going to make a slip stitch. So yarn over, go through the back stitch, then through the front stitch, then through the stitch that's on the loop that's on your hook, like that. I will show you again how I do it. So we've done the slip stitch, the chain 1, and now you take your hook into the same stitch that you did your slip stitch. Then pick up like that the ear and go into the back stitch like that. Now make a slip stitch, yarn over, go through the back stitch, go through the front stitch and go through the loop that's on your hook. Now you chain 1 and you want to cut the yarn. Leave a short tail to sew the ear like that. Now you pull. That's how it should look like. Now you have this small tail. Let's hide it. Take your needle, bring it through, and just go between the stitches and bring it out from somewhere. Pull and you can cut this yarn. Okay. So that's one ear. Now you go and repeat another one. I already made another one. So Now you go and make the second ear. You can stop the video or just go back at the video to see how we made it. And now we're going to make the face, make the mouth, I mean. So you take your black yarn and put it into the needle like that. Now you want to start from somewhere at the bottom, let's say here, and bring it out one row down from the right eye and a little bit to the left. Here is the right place. Now you want to take your needle into the same row, one row down the eye and just a little bit to the right of the left eye, like that. Then you want to bring it out in the middle between those, row down from the same row. So that's approximately here. And pull. Now we have this. Now you take your needle and go one row down, bring it into the head and out from the same place that we began, here. Now you pull slowly until it's tight, like that. Now you can leave the needle and make 2 knots with those 2 pieces of yarn. That's 1 and 2. Take your scissors, cut, use your needle, the back of the needle to hide this black. Okay, now we are going to sew our ears. So first of all, we want to take one of the ears and bring the yarn through the needle like that. Now you want to place them I place them after the 2 pink rows, between row 2 and 3, like that, and also here. So that's how I want it to be. So I leave the left one and I'm going to work with this one. Take your needle into the same place that you want your ear to be and bring it out one stitch to the back, like that. Now you pull. Now you take your needle into the stitch that's next to the first one that we had and straight into the body and out one stitch apart and pull your needle like that. Now you take the needle from the top of the ear to the bottom and pull, then straight into the body and out from a different place, prefer on top of the body. Don't cut the yarn, we're going to use it. We are going to use it to make knots with the second ear. So take your second ear and put it in the same row of your other ear. So like that. Bring it into the body and out of the body. One stitch apart. Now just do the same as we did the last ear. Finish it and I will be back when I finish the ear. So I'm about to finish the second ear. Now you bring the needle into the body and out from the same place that we have the left yarn from the first ear. Like that. And pull. Now you want to make 2 knots with this yarn. That's 1 and 2. You can cut them off now and hide with the end of the needle. So we just finished now the ears. Now we're going to work with the legs. So look how we've done it here. 2 in the front, 2 at the back. I'm going to show you one leg how we sew it, so it will be invisible and you will continue the other 3 legs. So you take one leg and bring your needle through, bring the yarn through the needle, like that, and place it here. Now you go with your needle into the body and out of the body, 1 stitch next to it. Now you go from under the leg to the top of the leg into the next stitch and you pull. Now into the body and out of the body, 1 stitch next to it. Now from the inside to the outside of the leg and you pull to the body, out of the body, from the inside of the leg of the next stitch to the outside, into the body and out of the body, 1 stitch next to it. From the inside to the outside of the next stitch of the leg. Into the body, out of the body, 1 stitch next to it. Just do that all the way around. and last stitch. When you're done, just take your needle out, close one stitch apart, and when you have a small hole, just bring your needle through and pull. Now you want to hide the yarn, bring the needle into the body and out from a different part, different place, I mean. Now you can cut the yarn and we have one leg done. Now you keep going and do 3 more legs, sew them on, make sure it stays symmetric, and I will meet you when I'm done. So I finished sewing all the 4 legs. That's how it looks like for now. Now we just want to add the tail. So for the tail, you just cut a short piece of white yarn and you go through the needle. Now you want to find the middle and put it at the back. So I'm not going to put it into the middle of the back. I'm going to put it a bit higher. I find it cuter like this one. So you take your needle and bring it into the place that you want it to be and out one stitch between. Now leave the size of the tail that you want, approximately that much, and now you're going to make 2 knots. That's 1 and that's 2. Now you take the long piece and we want to hide it, so just go into the same place and out from a different place and you pull like that. Then take the scissors and cut, and there you go, our sheep is ready. I hope it was easy to follow. Thanks for watching. If you still didn't subscribe, please do. And goodbye until next time.